Noon, depending on where you are. Welcome to this very, very, very special edition that we have of Her Talks. My name is Dr. Angela House. I am the host for Her Talks, and as most of you know, and my followers know, that Her Talks is a part of the Herpreneur Network. The Herpreneur Network is a network, a sisterhood of women, Christian women in business and ministry. We are here for accountability. We're here to hold your hands up. We are here to help you get the visibility and the credibility that you need as an entrepreneur to motivate you, to move you forward, and to help you walk into your purpose and destiny. Now, I'm usually here on a Thursday night, but we have a very special guest today. And I know you're already aware we're about 2 weeks away from what we're calling A Day, not D Day, A Day. We are having the Her Awards in Montgomery, Alabama. We have a plethora of awards that are going to be given out. There's the presidential awards that are going to be given out. There are the local awards that are going to be given out. It is going to be an absolutely phenomenal time. And tonight, my very special guest is Miss Laquandra Lester.
Yeah,
She is the founder of Dance One of and owner and director. She is wonderful. She is a dancer. When I tell you, I've seen snippets of the work that she has done, the things she has done in her community. She is absolutely a gem in Montgomery, Alabama, that is affecting the lives of those around her, her community, and especially our youth. So, welcome, Laquandra. I'm going to call you Quan because I'm not going to mess that name up because I already did, Laquangela. So, I'm going to call you Quan for the rest of this afternoon.
that's
But
fine.
tell us about you, what you do, and
Absolutely.
absolutely do.
Absolutely. Well, first, let me say I'm incredibly grateful and I'm so excited to be a part of this amazing show. And I can't wait to contribute to share my experience with everyone that's involved and, just giving everybody details about how I got to being the founder, director, and owner of SCAD.
Awesome, awesome. And so while we're on that, let's start there. Tell me about your background, your dance, and how you got started.
Absolutely. So I started dancing during like middle school, a little bit in elementary school. And I was doing some dancing with the band in high school. And I'm from Opelika, Alabama. That's about 45 minutes from here. And so I my original plan that my inspiration was ice skating. I used to watch Christy Yamaguchi all
Ah,
the time, and I love when my grandma would wax the floors just so I can try to live my ice skater dream in the living room. So of course, in a small town, we don't really have a lot of ice skating. So I
yeah.
went to the next part of that, which was dance, and that's how I discovered ballet dance. And I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to see if I could do it, and just get training and figure out how this art form is. So when I graduated, my plan was to go to try to pursue my professional career, and I wanted to go study in Juilliard. I wanted to study
Ah,
at Joffrey Ballet. But again, my coming from a small town, families like you're not going to go that far right now. So I got introduced to Alabama State University, where they have a dance and theater program there, and I studied there. Most of my training and all of my background cultivated from Alabama State University, and just studying it, being around all of those notable people in the industry, Alvin Ailey, Debbie Allen, meeting Misty Copeland, Desmond Richardson, all of those people who I was like, oh my gosh, like this is me. This is what I want to do. So above all of that, I did some traveling overseas and
good.
did some more studying, yeah. And and so I just wanted to continue working. I was so passionate and I grew a love for it. And I just wanted to continue working into it. And so with that, sometimes we don't get what we want as far as the professional dance career, but I sought to see that, okay, maybe God put me in this to pour out into the community. So that's how I ended up opening SCAD.
Okay, and now what does SCAD stand for?
Symphony Q Academy of Dance.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that story is just amazing. I mean, I used to want to dance when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, I was such a tomboy that the dance, my mother was trying to get me to dance, but that's because I was a tomboy. I understand that now because it's like, I got to go and do this dance. But you had a passion for it, and it is so wonderful when you have a passion and you don't even know where that passion came from.
I
You
don't.
know, so that was just God having you in the palm of his hand and directing you. So
Yes.
I've heard some of the amazing things that you do, and I have a lot of questions about how you got there. You told us about Alabama State.
Mhm.
So Alabama may not realize it, but they do have a jewel in their midst, in their hands. And I'm not just talking about Montgomery, I'm talking about across the board. But
Mhm.
tell me, how do you incorporate your artistry and your work with your young people and affect the community?
So in the whole realm of studying it and being around these notable people and seeing how they train and what it takes to get to those areas and how much you have to really pour out yourself and you have to make sacrifices. So in taking in all of that, I wanted to bring that to this area and especially Montgomery, Alabama, where black dance isn't really known here. I know when Alabama State started the BFA program, they pretty much introduced it, but it was on a level of collegiate, and I wanted to be the one to introduce it to the U so that they can make it to that collegiate level of training. So basically, when I founded it in 2020, my mission was to empower the next generation of dancers through exceptional training, mentorship, and community engagement. And that we offer a comprehensive range of dance education services, just including the ballet, jazz, hip hop, contemporary forms.
Awesome.
And yeah, so our curriculum is pretty much designed to cultivate not only just technical proficiency, but also the artistic expression and deep understanding of the dance industry.
That is absolutely amazing, amazing. And before I go any further, I looked at the comments and you have Miss B, who you interviewed with yesterday, that said
Yeah.
it's great to see you again. So she's saying hello to you. We have
Hello.
Apostle Vicki Allen, who is one of the apostles that are in our network. She's here saying hello. Takima saying hello. So again, this is a special edition of Her Talks with the Herpreneur Network. We are interviewing Miss Quan Lester.
Yes.
She is absolutely a phenomenal person and a phenom in her field. You don't go anywhere. And I mean, I lived in New York for 28 years.
Mhm.
And there are black dancers in New York, and we know that, it's New York is the cultural ground and there's classes for kids. But
Mhm.
what seems to be very, very unique is your passion for the youth and making a positive impact in your community. Uh,
Yes.
and I'm just going to say this, and all my New Yorkers are going to get me tomorrow when I say this. We send our kids to learn and to be cultural, but I don't think we really get the impact. It's such a hustle and a bustle city that
Mhm.
there's things that we do for our children to help them move forward, to keep them out of trouble, to try to get them a base. But
Mhm.
your technique, because you aren't in a smaller town and such a great town, it just it affects differently. I think your impact is different that you have, and it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've had? I mean, you're in Montgomery, Alabama. I mean, this is the South. I'm in Georgia, so I grew up in North Carolina, so I've always been a South girl. I just spent that stint in New York, but it's different. The atmosphere is different when it comes to performing arts and a lot of cultural things. So,
Mhm.
what kind of challenges have you faced while you've been there?
The challenge is just like you said, this is a small town area. And compared to New York, because people don't know, they don't have the exposure to this type of dance and what we can do.
Hmm.
The biggest challenge for me is getting people to really see and understand and accept and learn to grow an appreciation for it. So right now, like the thing is, like I get students, but sometimes the parents don't understand why things are in place, and how it's going to come out, or this and that. And so trying to teach them as well as teaching the students, because dance is a discipline,
It is.
and it's a big discipline, and you have to be willing to accept the discipline behind it in order to grow. So that will be the biggest challenge for me right now. It's like I'm trying to kind of change and bring this whole thing to this area so that people can know, like, hey, black dancers can do this in all shapes, all sizes, different shades. This is what can come of this. There are scholarship opportunities out there for colleges. There
Yeah.
are ways that you can travel and see the world and be paid to do that. So it's just so many opportunities, because a lot of people think that dance don't make money. That's not true. You can make money. It's just about how you go into projecting it in your own way. That's your business. So you have to present yourself as a business. I'm a dancer. This is what I have to offer. And you have to pretty much carry that and be confident in how you carry that. So that one right there is the biggest challenge. And I'm not going to get defeated, because I'm going to keep working at it. But that's been the biggest challenge for me thus far.
It is. It is a challenge because you as parents we don't always understand. I'm a
Mhm,
boy mom. When we came up with the football and the soccer and the basketball, I was kind of like, no, football,
mhm,
you're gonna break a leg. This is just your reaction. You don't stop to think about the impact that it's having, the social impact that it's having, how it can help them evolve into better people, the collaboration they have to do with things like that.
mhm,
So I understand from a mom's perspective that you think about it. I mean, when my kids came to me, they wanted to go into this little pee wee league. I think the oldest might have been 7. The other two, if he was 7, they was 4. Talking about we want to play next year too, because I think he started 5 or something. I was going no, no, but they did, and it brought about one camaraderie. It helped them expand and grow,
yeah,
and you're doing the same thing. And we don't look at the performing arts. The performing arts are just as important as it is with sports.
mhm,
And it doesn't matter what sport that is, because it is something that brings value not only to them, it's the self-esteem that these girls and boys get
mhm,
from this class when they do these performances.
yeah.
So how do you measure the impact that you made? What is it that keeps you pushing forward?
I love to see my students succeed in what they're shooting to do.
Mhm.
Like I said, like, hearing that they want, I get students that come in and they're like, dance is so so. But when I start teaching and showing them different routes with it, they start to grow a love and passion for it, to where they want to see it as a career. So, just that alone. And I've had so many, like a lot of my alumni girls, they've received scholarships they're currently at Troy University, Alabama State University, and dancing as a major, and they have funds to pay for that. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and then they've been able to just travel to dance intensives outside of the South. They're all over the US for the summer. They're spending the summer learning about new people, learning about a new area, and then they're building their community and their network with those students who are there with them. So they're growing this friendship with other artists who are all over, the world. So that for me is a complete fulfillment, and I just love to see them live their dream and their passion, and how they push forward and they never persevere.
Awesome, awesome. That is phenomenal. So we have Dr. Nikki Ziegler in the house who is saying, "Hey, how you doing?" We have Sharma Johnson. He is in the house. She's saying, "Hello, how are you?" So we just want to give a shout out to the folks that are watching us tonight. But your story is inspiring because you're taking something that people don't look at as a real skill set. The majority of people,
Mhm.
unless you're someone that really has a passion for performing arts, the dancing, the musical instruments,
Yeah.
performing, the acting. Um, we don't put that in our forefront forefront of our mind as parents often that this is something that is going to bring value. It's more of a babysitting mechanism. So
Yeah.
I applaud you because you've taken that outlook and you've turned it into something that is real, something that is tangible, something that is propelling these young people and giving them a future and inspiring for people that are coming behind them. So
Mhm.
my hats are off to you for this. So I
Thank you.
know that you've been doing this for a while and it's really great. But tell me one of your stories that you just never forget, something that's memorable about your work in Montgomery and the community around your dancers.
Oh my gosh. I would have to say for me, it would be my ribbon cutting for this for SCAD. Like that was
Oh,
something memorable just to see how much support, community support that I had, and and just seeing how this school is just continuously growing and growing and growing. And that for me is everything. And so yeah, that's what I would have to say. It has to be the my that moment that I had when we had our first ribbon cutting, and it being COVID, so there's a scare that a lot of people didn't want to
oh yeah.
come out. So the fact that these people still came out to support me, that's truly a blessing, and I'm truly thankful for that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to take this little break here to give my plug. This is Her Talks for the Herpreneur Network 2024. My name is Dr. Angela House. I am the host. I thank you for your attendance because this is not our usual time. We're having a very great conversation with a very special guest. I'd like everybody to tag, to like and share, tag, like and share so that you can hear this wonderful young woman and how she has impacted her community through performing arts in the form of dance. Now, if you want to come to the Herpreneur Network, we're going to put up, and she's beat me to the point, the linktree.com, the Herpreneur Network. If you want to join this amazing network, click that link. You can go absolutely to this link. You can join for free. You can get to understand what it is we do better. And then you can decide if you want to become a member. The Herpreneur Network is a sisterhood. And when I say a sisterhood, a true sisterhood, we laugh together, we cry together, we pray together. We have the weapon room every morning at 5:30 a.m. Central Time. It's just phenomenal. We learn together. We got some dynamic coaches in this network. They keep us accountable. Dr. Nikki is our visionary and founder. She's a push. She's a pusher. She's a no. Let me take that back. She's not a pusher. She's a provoker. She's going to provoke you into going to your next level. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. I tell everybody, don't take it personal. It's like your mother or your grandmother that is saying, move forward, do what you got to do. Like when we get in high school, what you want to do when you go to college. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to get out of high school. We have that attitude when we're young and we're cocky and we don't know any better. So we're entrepreneurs and we got this great idea and we don't know how to facilitate it. Come to this network so you can get to where it is that you need to be. But we're going to come back to this amazing woman, Miss Laquangela Lester. I said the name correctly this time. And we're
Yes.
having a phenomenal conversation with her. So I know that we've got maybe another 10 minutes before we end this interview, but your work is very, very relevant. And I know that it's constantly changing. How do you keep your youth engaged? How do you keep them engaged and coming back? I know a lot of it's word of mouth. I went to this class, Miss Kwan is about, that. But how do you keep the community engaged with you?
Well, one thing we do, we perform for them. We do a lot of different performances that they can come and see. We have a nutcracker that we do each year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we do it at the Alabama Shakespeare Fest, and it's actually the first nutcracker that's pretty much an all black cast, but we keep the classical form. So it's beautiful to see around the holidays. And then we also have a free event that we do each spring where they get a chance to see all the classes perform their put all their performances out there and show what they learned in class. And that too is at Alabama Shakespeare Festival, and it's a family fun event. You know, you got your food trucks out there. You're watching the little babies, 3 and up, dance all the way up to 18,
Oh,
perform
wow.
and dance in their costumes. And, you know, we just really try to keep that engagement with the community. So anything that the community calls us to do, we're there to do it. We love performing. We'll be performing at the award show, and we're just that's just what we do. And I think that that is something that people look forward to each year. And when they get used to seeing us, and they get an idea of our schedule and what to look forward to throughout the year,
Yeah.
and you know that keeps them engaged with us. So and the
Good.
kids love it too. The students love performing.
I'm
They love
sure.
putting on makeup, getting their hair dolled, putting on the glisten and the glam, and smiling big on stage for all of their friends and family.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So we're still going to talk about a little bit about what you do with the dance, but right now we're going to talk about you and the Her Awards. So for those of you that are not familiar, one of the things that the Herpreneur Network does is a signature event that is called the Her Awards. We usually do 2 to 3 of these in the course of a year in different states. We've been in California, we've done Texas, we've done Missouri, we've been out Mississippi, we've been around. But what we do is we take people like Quan who are making a positive impact in her community. These are the grassroots people that the local people may know about, but people really don't get a chance to understand who they are, what it is they do, and their impact. We give accolades and we give trophies and plaques and prizes and all kinds of things to athletes, to celebrities, even with your local government. You know, we always honor them. But we have to understand, particularly from the government perspective, that we've got the people that are doing the grassroots movement, the people that are making it work, the people when they talk about, oh, there's nothing good going on in my community, my local government, the Chamber of Commerce doesn't do anything for me. Look at all the good things that they do. This is a phenomenal young woman who has taken her skill set. She is impacting her community. She's given life and hope to her students. And we're going to honor you for that on that night. So tell us, I'm sure you were surprised when you got that call from Dr. Nikki about this invitation. So give me your high level reaction to what happened and what you thought about this.
So I actually got an email, and I got it at way past the deadline. I've been in Europe traveling, and you know I've been studying my master's. And so I was in Bulgaria at the time when I got it. And you know, when you're traveling and stuff, your
Yeah.
phone, you know, is acting a little crazy, or you get stuff a little late. And so when I came across the email, I immediately reached out to her, and I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I have been overseas and I'm still here. I'm floored and I'm excited. This is an amazing opportunity. I definitely want to be a part of. Please let me know, like, am I too late? Can I still be a part of this? You know?" And I was just so excited. I went and I got on WhatsApp and I told all of my family, my husband, and they were so excited to hear. And I even told some of my colleagues I was sitting with at the time. We was sitting and having dinner, and they was just so excited for me as well. So I was just floored. I could not believe that I had been selected as a nominee for this. So I'm completely, oh my gosh, I love it. It's amazing. I'm so excited to be around a room full of intelligent, beautiful women who were all thriving and do the same things. Like, I was completely excited. I was just so, so happy. And
That's
thank
awesome. And we are so glad that you accepted this invite, that you connected. So, for those of you that are in our listening audience, if you're in the Montgomery, Alabama area, on Friday night, September the 20th, we are having the Her Awards. It is going to be at the Renaissance Hotel. go to the herpreneurnetwork.com, or go to Facebook and look up the Herpreneur Network and get your ticket so that you can be a part of this amazing, amazing event. It's going to be, it's huge. It's huge in Montgomery. I was there a few weeks ago. I got to meet some of the presidential honorees, but Miss Kwan is going to get the her awards for the arts. And that is something that she's going to remember. And I can't even believe the dancers are coming. It's going to be great to see her dances. So not only do you get to honor this magnificent woman, you get to see what comes out of what it is that she does. So we're going to be ending this interview in a few minutes. Do you have any parting words that you'd like to say?
I know I'm just grateful for this opportunity. And, if you find yourself having a niece, nephew, son, daughter that wants to take dance, please come and sign them up. You can come take free trial classes with us and, get a feel for our atmosphere. We create a nurturing environment for the parent and the child. So we would love to have you come and try some classes. And we do adult classes too. So if any of you adults want to stop in, come take
Awesome.
a class, get in shape.
Well, we thank you profusely for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. This has been an amazing interview just to hear your story. I mean, I feel so uplifted and a little bit too old to start dancing at this point, but uh, it's nice to know that it's there. It's nice to know that we have people like you that take the performing arts and make such a wonderful impact in our local community. So this has been Her Talks, part of the Herpreneur Network. If we can put that link tree back up there real quickly, if you're interested in joining the Herpreneur Network and understood the sisterhood. Now, what you hear today, this is the Her Awards. The Her Awards is something that came out of the Herpreneur Network. These are the type of things that we do. So if you're a Christian woman in business or ministry and you want to make an impact, you want to improve yourself, but also connect with these phenomenal people. I would have never met Miss Lester if it had not been for the Herpreneur Network. Click that link. Again, you can join for free. It will direct you. You can look around. You can understand what we do. We do have levels that you can join at if you're interested. But more importantly, understand that this is a network that creates, celebrates, and collaborates. I'm going to thank you again, Quan, for being with us tonight. To my audience, thank you. I know that usually you're here on Thursdays. Thank you for coming in. It's been my pleasure to host this tonight. Come to the Her Awards. Come to the Her Awards. Get your ticket, get your ticket, get your ticket. And I'm going to say to everyone, have a magnificent weekend. I love you. We will see you next week at our regular time. Thank you and good night.